everyone, I'm Darkmyre and welcome to my 2K special Q&A video, where I'll be answering some of your questions while cruising around in Forza Horizon 3. Before I get started, I'd just like to thank each and every one of you that's watching, that's subscribed, that's been liking the videos. I do really appreciate all the support you guys have given the channel, and hopefully we can keep making some videos that you guys will enjoy for quite some time, and move the channel onwards and upwards to bigger and better things. So our first question comes from Jed Nagel, who asks, when did you decide that you would start making videos of LSPDFR? So that would have been probably about a year ago, sort of this time last year, December. Didn't end up recording my first video until January because I wanted to basically spend some time getting to know the game and what I was meant to be doing and things like that. So I spent, I think, about a month basically playing the game and getting used to it and getting a feel for it.
You have a bucket list challenge to complete nearby. Would you like me to set a route there for you?
Well, I was also doing some recording with a few other games just to get a hang of that side of things. And then in January it all came together for my first LSPDFR patrol. Our next question comes from Bendy Bus, who asks, what state do you live in and what state would you prefer to live in? So I currently live in Canberra in the ACT, which, you know, technically not a state, but that's where I live. Ironically, the state that I would prefer to live in would also be not a state, and that would be the NT up in Darwin. Lived up there for about 6 or 7 years and absolutely love the place, love the weather, love just the attitude of people up there. There's very few bad things about Darwin. Would love to be able to move back up there again. It's a lovely place. So our next question comes from Aussie Gaming. It's actually a two-part question. He asks, if you ever decided to stop recording LSPDFR, what would you do for a send-off? And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Well, if I do decide to stop recording LSPDFR, it's probably going to mean one of two things. There's either another game out that either has police stuff in it built in, or has modding support, and there's a police modding community, and I can basically, you know, move the genre of LSPDFR from one game to another. Or it's going to mean that basically people aren't watching the videos anymore and aren't interested in that kind of thing anymore, and I'm not doing them for that reason. So given those two probable reasons for me to stop doing LSPDFR, I don't think it really makes much sense to do a send-off. I might do like a, I don't know, maybe an extreme bad cop episode or something like that, but most likely it'll just be, sorry guys, this is over kind of thing. And how old am I? I am in my mid-30s. Yeah, I don't really see a need to get more precise than that. And our next question comes from Yorick Boyne, who says, I have a question, what do you hate the most in GTA? It's actually an interesting question. What I would hate the most, I guess, would be basically how unstable the game is and how old it is now. It came out, I think, in 2013, and obviously for Xbox 360 and PS3. And unfortunately, even with the PC port, it still has a lot of the 360 and the PS3 level code in the actual game engine, which is why we get all these game memory errors and all these other crashes and problems that you guys see me having all the time in the live streams and things like that. So yeah, it would be great if they could, you know, if they're not going to do GTA 6, that's fine. I can understand they wouldn't want to. They've got a brilliant cash cow in GTA Online's shark cards. But, you know, it'd be nice if they would at least refurbish, I guess, GTA 5 and update the code for more newer platforms. So we have another two-parter question here from Ryan Mr. 1%, one of my most active subscribers and fans. And he says, do you listen to much old music, 60s to 80s, etc.? And do you get to travel around often into other states? I don't often sort of sit back and listen to music, but I do enjoy... I like mostly 50s and 60s music. I like that's probably from playing a little bit too much Fallout, and growing up in the 80s, I love 80s music. Not too fond of the 70s particularly, but I like a little bit of late 70s stuff, and yeah, definitely all the 80s and the 50s and 60s for sure. And do I get to travel around often? Unfortunately, since I've started doing the YouTube thing, that's pretty much taken up most of my free time. Before then, I did travel occasionally, not heaps, but it's something I enjoy doing. I love going for long-haul drives and things like that, but unfortunately don't get to do a lot of it at the moment, but that'll hopefully change in the near future. Our next question is from RhythmSpark6, who asks, how do you make all of your mods? Now, just to clarify, first of all, the only ones that I personally make are the actual scripts themselves. a selection of the ones that I use. The vehicle models and the textures and things like that, they're all made by other people, particularly Skillful Corps makes a lot of the skins, including like the police liveries for the different cars, and Moose YTY and McGregor, also known as Down Under Mods, make most of the car models that I use. The scripts that I use though, that's done just through Visual Studio, which is totally free to download, and if anyone's interested in getting into the scripting side of things, it's really easy. There are plenty of examples up on the LSPDFR website, how to get into the API coding, and we also have a pretty active community that's always happy to help out newcomers, so it's definitely possible to get into if it's something that you're interested in, and yeah, not as ominous and difficult as it might seem to be. So next question comes from Jokes and Games, who says, "Hey dude, love your videos, watching you for ages, and congrats on 2K. You are the #1 YouTuber I go to for LSPDFR Australia. Why do you do mostly Australian patrols? Do you live in Australia? I do, and how old are you? Thank you and goodbye. Cheers, Nathan from Jokes and Games." Well, Nathan, first of all, thank you for the kind words. I do appreciate every single one of my subscribers. I mostly do Australian patrols because I do live in Australia. And
come down and visit. Got that Land Cruiser restored for you.
Basically, I started off doing US patrols and they didn't really take off that well. Probably for a bunch of reasons, but partly, I guess, because I'm not American, so it doesn't really come off as good. I started doing the LSPDFR Australia stuff just to sort of try it out. Was thinking, I might sort of go backwards and forwards a little bit between the two setups, and it just exploded. So I've basically seen that there's a strong demand for it there. It's something I enjoy doing, so it makes sense to keep doing it. And as I said earlier, I am in my mid-30s, and yes, I do live in Australia, in Canberra. So our next question is from Wazza Smith, who asks, "Hey Darkmyre, would love a video on how to install mods. Congrats on 2K. Regards, Waz, Melbourne." That is something that I'm planning on doing. Have been planning it for probably close to 2 months now. Just been waiting for basically getting to have the time to get it all sorted and get it all set up and everything. So hopefully that will be happening though within the next couple of weeks. We'll have a video tutorial series basically showing you guys how to go from a completely fresh, just downloaded off Steam copy of GTA through to having all the cars, all the plugins, everything set up, ready to go for our LSPDFR Australia stuff. So it is going to take a bit of time. Obviously I've got to sort of dismantle my current mod setup and roll it back to a vanilla setup, and then actually record all of the basic setup stuff, which will probably take a little while, but hopefully I will get that done. I'm going to try and get that done next weekend, if not before, so hopefully another week, and that will be starting to come up through. It might take a few days for all of the videos to come through on the playlist there, but we'll get them done as quickly as I can once I get stuck into them. And the last question comes from Black Malu, who asks, "Why did you start YouTube?" That's an interesting question. I basically stumbled across it. I think it was Achievement Hunters was the first gaming channel that I sort of got into, and pretty much saw a bunch of guys my kind of age who were getting paid to sit there, generally getting drunk, playing computer games and talking a lot of shit between each other. And being Australian, and Australians love their banter, and being a computer gamer and loving computer games, that just seemed like the ideal, perfect dream career for me. So I watched a bit more YouTube and, kind of gave it a bit more thought, and eventually decided, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and see what I can make of it. Didn't expect I would even get as far as I have now, but I'm very excited to have gotten this far, and hopeful and excited to see, where we can take things in the next year or two, and hopefully going to be keeping on producing videos for quite some time. So thank you guys for joining me. I do hope I have answered all of your questions. If I have missed any, please leave a comment down below letting me know, and I'll try and address them in the comments section as quickly as possible. Got a lot of big things planned for the new year. We're going to be getting some Australian 5 Reborn stuff happening. I know you guys have been really asking for that a lot, so I'm keen to get that happening. Got some other video series to start with, and hopefully getting some more regular scheduled kind of content coming through a bit more frequently, a bit less chaotically than it has been towards the tail end of this year. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like button down below, and I will see you on the next patrol very soon. Till then, have a good one.